Russian President Vladimir Putin has expressed support for a 30-day ceasefire in the war with Ukraine, but insists that any truce must be on his terms. Speaking ahead of a meeting with former U.S. President Donald Trump's special envoy in Moscow, Putin stated that many details still need to be worked out before an agreement can be finalized. The Kremlin has made it clear that Ukraine must not be allowed to rearm during the ceasefire, raising concerns about the true intentions behind Russia's stance. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, however, has dismissed Putin's statements as a delay tactic, arguing that the Russian leader is reluctant to openly reject the ceasefire, but does not want to commit to peace. Zelensky suggested that Putin is afraid to tell Trump directly that he wishes to continue the war. Meanwhile, on the battlefield, fighting continues unabated. Russian forces have recaptured the border town of Suja, a strategically significant location that had been under Ukrainian control for the past 6 months. This development has boosted Putin's confidence as he meets with allies and negotiates the terms of a potential ceasefire. While American officials remain cautiously optimistic about the talks, they have also emphasized the need for a swift resolution. Trump's envoy, Steve Witkoff, arrived in Moscow for discussions that have now become more complicated due to Putin's conditional support for the ceasefire. Trump himself has stated that Russia must agree to the deal quickly, warning that failure to do so could have significant consequences. He has also hinted at the possibility of territorial concessions, a move that has raised concerns among Ukrainian officials who fear losing more land to Russian control. On the front lines, Ukrainian soldiers remain skeptical about the possibility of a ceasefire, given Russia's history of broken agreements. Many troops continue to sustain injuries as they defend key positions, particularly in the besieged city of Bakhmut. Medics on the ground report multiple casualties each day, with some soldiers expressing doubt that the fighting will stop anytime soon. Some have lost close friends and comrades, further reinforcing their belief that Russia cannot be trusted. Meanwhile, Poland has intensified its defense preparations, fearing that it could be Russia's next target. The Polish government has significantly increased its military spending, making it the highest among NATO countries in proportion to GDP. In a bold move, Polish President Andrzej Duda has expressed interest in hosting U.S. nuclear weapons as a deterrent against potential Russian aggression. He argues that such a move would strengthen NATO's presence in the region and send a strong message to Moscow. As negotiations continue, the path to peace remains uncertain. While both Russia and the United States acknowledge the need for a ceasefire, the conditions attached to the agreement could prolong the conflict. With Ukrainian soldiers still fighting on the front lines and European nations ramping up their defense strategies, the war shows no signs of ending soon. Whether Putin ultimately agrees to the ceasefire or not, the coming days will be crucial in determining the future of the conflict.